Hello, I am Drag, and today I am working on the second picture in my little Pokemon series called Pokemon Life Story, based on a series of photos and artist by the name of Little Luxray made back in March, which is where you would imagine the Pokemon that you would have in your Pokemon team or in your life if Pokemon were real. So in this photo, I am adding a Pokemon because there wasn't anything in the rules saying that I couldn't do that. So I did, because this Pokemon does also have significance to my fandom in the Pokemon sphere, I guess you would call it. Also, I would like to preface this, in the line art phase of all of these pictures, my tablet, with my tablet pen was messing up. It's not in the parts that's showing right now, but like when I start outlining the picture, so if you see me doing some weird stuff, that was not me. That was the stylus messing up. I've got a new one since then, but it was a whole thing. Anyway, I added an Aaron, whose name is Darren, because Aaron the Darren. Oh, there you go. Aaron the Darren. Darren the Aaron, because I thought that was funny, and I needed a nickname for him. And, yeah. So the reason why I picked an Aaron to add in the team was because Aaron was the first ever shiny Pokemon that I caught, and it helped. It was in my main team against the Elite Four. It was the very first ever shiny Pokemon that I had on one of my teams. I think the first ever shiny Pokemon that I actually did find was a Tentacool, and I thought that the game was glitching out, so I used my Magneton to kill it. And I was like, oh, okay. And then, let's see, in another game, it was the same game, but it was a different play of it. I found a shiny Makuhita on Victory Road. I didn't know what it was, so I caught it and gave it to my brother. And okay, so this was the time before the internet, so I'm just gonna say we couldn't just look it up and say, oh, this Pokemon does this. Okay, that's pretty cool. No. There was none of that at the time. And so it was just like a little Easter egg that you could find. And actually, I actually did kind of luck out in my Pokemon Platinum version. I actually got like a shiny Turtwig. Like, I hadn't opened the game, and I think it was like a year. No, was it a year? It was a long time after actually buying the game, because I didn't have my DS. So I turned the game on. That's right. My family was taking me skydiving. Well, I mean, they were taking my brother skydiving. And I turned on the game, and I was like, alright, go, Turtwig. And it came out, and I'm like, why is that Turtwig a slightly darker colors? Oh my god, that's a shiny Turtwig. And then I beat Barry, because that's what you do. And I saved the game so fast. I needed that shiny. I needed that shiny starter just to say that I had a shiny starter. And yeah, it helped me carry me through the game. That was the first ever shiny starter. And first and only ever shiny starter that I got. But the reason why I added Aaron to this picture was because it was the first ever shiny that was in my team, because I found it very early on in the game. It was a Granite Cave, I think. Yeah, it was Granite Cave. So, and it was on my team when I beat the Elite Four as a shiny Aggron, and I was like, oh my god. And at the time, I was the cool kid, because I had the shiny Aggron. Ooh, look at Drag. Dragon's a shiny aggro. Oh yeah, yeah. No one beat that shiny aggro. I mean, it got deleted in. I don't have it anymore. But I love it. So in this picture, actually no, I have more stories to tell about aggro. So in my Alpha, Omega, yeah, Alpha Sapphire. So I caught an Aeron because I wanted an Aeron on my team because I really liked the design of Mega Aggron. So I caught one, but so they moved its placement. Originally, you could find it all throughout the cave, but then like in the newer games, they changed it so that you couldn't find it in like the main opening. You could only find like Abras. Like it was really weird. You could find Abra, Makohita, and Zubat. Yeah, it was probably Zubat. I was like, come on, you're gonna make me do other stuff. There was a lot of stuff that I did not like about Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Like I hated some of the changes, but I got my Aeron. That's all that matters, and it carried me through the game. And then once I got that Mega Stone for it, you better believe I put it on it. It was Mega Evolving like left and right, and I loved it. So this picture, okay, yeah, sorry. Moving on, this picture takes place. Oh yeah, there are those problems I was telling you about, like where that's not me. That's my stylus messing up. Like it thought it. Ugh. I recorded all these line arts at once. That's why they all have it. But yeah. Anyway, in this, fuck, what was I talking about? Jesus Christ, those problems are bugging me so much. Anyway, so this picture takes place in the Havio region, which is that region I made up. I mentioned it in the last video. And so that's why this Aeron is not going to be a regular colored Aeron, but it's not shiny. In the Havio region, I kind of made it a gimmick where I was like, oh yeah, shiny Pokemon, like they're kind of like, oh look, that Pokemon's a different color. But like every Pokemon in this region is a different color, so it doesn't really matter that this one is a different color than like what the other Pokemon regions say is a different color. But yeah, like when you're building a new region, I would actually recommend it, like, if you're into that world building stuff, because, well, one, you actually kind of have to force yourself to learn about the area that you're basing the region off of, or like the areas, because it's not. You can't just make that stuff. I mean, obviously you are just making that stuff up, but at the same time, you can't just like pull stuff out of your ass, because you're like, well, that it doesn't make any sense. Like it has to. I don't know how to put this. I mean, obviously you can do whatever you want, but if you want it to like feel real, then most people base it on like real life cultures. So with this one, I did quite a bit of research, finding like metals that are found in the Mojave Desert, which was it was hell. I'm not gonna lie, it was hell. Cause like it's all the typical metals, but like where would you find it? And so like I just looked up copper, and I based it on copper. It's a copper Aeron, even though Aeron is kind of a play on iron ore, but I wanted it to be based on copper, so I did. It's my Pokemon region. You can't do anything about that. And sorry, I was laughing at something else. So after doing all that, I was like, okay, where in this region would like Aeron and all of its evolutions like be realistically found? And I found a place like somewhere in the mountainous areas where there'd be lots of caves, lots of caves. because everybody loves going through caves. Run into Zubat. Actually, yeah, Zubat are in the region. I'm pretty sure they are. I'll have to check. But when I was coloring the Aeron, I accidentally you'll see in the next video. Like you'll see that it looks like an Oreo. I gave it the colors of an Oreo. Maybe I should have stuck with the hazel eyes, because like that was actually another thing that a lot of the Pokemon in the region have. They all have like yellow eyes, because I noticed that like desert dwelling animals have yellow eyes. I haven't looked into why though. But I was looking for places where like copper would be, that wouldn't be people's houses. Because we don't support that here, you guys. Right? Don't strip somebody's house of all the copper, because that's bad. Even if it's an empty house. So, yeah, they eat. Sorry, I'm rambling. I'm rambling again. But the Pokemon. I don't know how to put this into words. How do I put it? The Pokemon of the Aeron in this region, they would be found in the more mountainous areas, because of course they would. And I was like, okay, well, where is like a specific place where you could find like Pokemon, like metal-based Pokemon? I'm like, oh, and I was looking where copper would be found in the desert, and I found this like place. I was like, oh. I mean, the name is a little on the nose. I'm not gonna like name it after that. Like, I actually probably just put them in a canyon or something, because when you don't know where to put Pokemon, you put them in a canyon. So yeah, I put it in a canyon sort of city. I don't know how to describe it, because like I'm trying not to reveal too much about this region, because like it might just get scrapped later. And I feel like if I say it in a video, then like it'll be set in stone, even though that's not how that works. It will be set in stone for me, so I'm trying not to like reveal too much, because like what if that changes later on? But I mean, Aeron being found in mountainous regions, that's kind of a given, you know? Well, okay, it looks like we're coming near the end of the video. Next time, I guess I will be explaining why I love Altaria so much, and why it's in this region. I mean, you guys already know why, because I love Altaria. That's why. So, yeah, thanks for watching, and hopefully listening to my insane sounding ramblings. Bye.